Big milestone today. It was day 24 and me and Maceo left the Baltics for the final time and we entered true Eastern Europe and Poland. Hi, I'm Jeremy. Thanks for watching. This was our final morning in the Baltics and we were in Kaunas, Lithuania today. First a quick blood sugar check by the ladybugs, 143, and we prepared to leave Kaunas and Lithuania and the Baltics by bus into Poland. But before that we had a few hours to kill, so we did one of my favorite things to do. We took trolleybus number 5 from the bus station and we just rode it in a big loop around town. This was true unvarnished Kaunas. There weren't many people on the trolleybus, and the ones who were there were just locals using it to get around. There were no other tourists, and eventually there were not even any other locals, just me and Maceo. And we rode around these residential parts of Kaunas where the real story is. There was no tourism, there were no hyped sites, there were no cynical attempts to extract money and attention from tourists. It was just apartment blocks, some of them not nice, local people walking around, real life. Back in town, we had lunch at a place called 101 Kepeklele. And you know I like cafes and restaurants that seem to have kind of a promising diabetic name. 101 Kepeklele. Could my blood sugar be 101 here? Well, just outside it was actually 154. This guy was impressed. And I thought back to a couple days ago when we were in Šiauliai and we went to a cafe called Varpas 154. Finally, the 154 came true. Is that cool? Is that just me? Well, I appreciate it, travel gods.
No problem, Jeremy.
Lunch was quite good. Me and Maceo were happy. This guy, not so happy.
Buck up, little camper.
And then we got our final look at Kaunas just by walking around for an hour or so. I liked all the weird touches as usual. The magical floating statue. This big park by the bus station with its rows of crosses that seem more artful than religious. The dull, cloudy sky, the chilly air, the old market where we couldn't buy anything because we'd completely run out of Lithuanian money, and the cool maps in the station that showed us where we'd been, where we are, and where we're going. Well, the international bus to Poland finally left. It was a big double-decker bus. We were on top. And we asked if we could sit in the very front seat, and they said okay. So we got this big, wide view of the end of Lithuania and the beginning of Poland. One thing I love about the highway signs in areas like this is that they lead to multiple countries. You're in Lithuania, you can travel down this way to go to Poland, this way to go to Kaliningrad of Russia. That's like magic. When we actually passed the border into Poland, this is all my camera could see. Didn't seem like there was much there anyway. And Poland is an hour behind Lithuania. This is what it looks like at 4 p.m. in November. It got dark really early, and it kept raining all over the window, and it was really impossible to see anything. The first blood sugar check in Poland on the bus was unfortunately 2:30. We had our sandwich and chips for dinner, my idea, and we kept hurtling through the Polish darkness. The first stop in Poland was a town called Białystok. I ran off the bus to get some Polish money from an ATM, but it wouldn't give me any. I think my bank is suspicious that my card is being used in all these different countries. So we still had no money. But we arrived in Warsaw late at night, and one thing I always try to avoid is arriving in a big new city late on a Saturday night. I always think that's the most chaotic time of week for anywhere, and I think tourists walking around confused with big bags are kind of easy marks for mischief. Well, unfortunately, that's when we arrived. But the ATM worked for Maceo here, so we had cash. And the guy at this kiosk was really nice and explained in English where the buses were. So we went down and caught a bus towards our part of town where the room is that I'd booked. It's called Polytechnica. We got on the bus and we were looking for where to pay, who to give the money to. There was no machine, there was nobody taking money. Couldn't give it to the driver because he was busy. We got to our stop and we just kind of gingerly stepped off and the bus took off. Free bus ride. It's like that hotel back in Vilnius. How can we pay if no one will take our money? This area is very nice, it's quiet, it's residential. Our room is actually just an apartment in this private apartment building. Not a hotel, not a guest house or anything. It's a real local apartment. Had a nice view over a park. We had a full kitchen with a refrigerator where I could put my insulin. Perfect. Final blood sugar before bed, 269, and an insulin shot. So it's nice to be in a new country and a new phase of the trip. Good thing and a bad thing about today. The good thing is that we arrived in Warsaw late on a Saturday night, but we found our place okay, and it's a really nice place. The bad thing is that the ATM in Białystok didn't give me any money. I hope my bank straightens this out. Diabetes thoughts. Average blood sugar today was 199. 2 decent ones, 2 high ones. These sandwich and potato chip meals aboard buses are not doing very good for me. Even though I can see the carb info on the packaging, not serving me that well. There's been far too many corrective Humalog shots on this trip. And having entered Poland, we can close the book on Lithuania. I checked my blood sugar 44 times in Lithuania. The average of all the readings was 203. Now, if you believe that diabetes makes you optimistic because you have no choice, well, 203 should be easy to improve on. I'm looking at you, Poland. Well, tomorrow is our first real look at Warsaw, and it does not go well. It starts all right, and then it ends terribly. Some of the blame is mine, a lot of the blame is Warsaw's. This place just doesn't seem ready for prime time yet.